Hello Freeloaders and welcome to yet another Free Game Friday. In an effort to keep our minds off the bright sunlight outdoors and to keep us isolated sat once again in our dark toilet paper bunkers, we're going to be looking at a number of free games centered on the apocalypse.
Wow, he's so topical.
Number 1, we enter the dark, dreary, artistic stylings of My Friend is a Raven. This game is as atmospheric as it looks. The premise is centered around you in your plague mask being the last surviving human on Earth. You spend this very short amount of game time rummaging through your empty apartment filled with spoiled foods and unsprung mousetraps in an effort to find something to summon and appease the Raven. Once you reach your balcony and manage to garner the attention of said Raven, the game can take a number of different turns leading to any of 4 different endings. As you can see here, they get pretty intense. But on the bright side, he talks in bleeps and bloops like an Animal Crossing character. Up next, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, this is my personal favourite of this week's offerings. This is a game in a post-apocalyptic setting where you and your little brother are the last 2 survivors of your local homestead. The game opens with you making a trip down to the village well to collect some water for you and your brother. Along the way, you happen to notice that there's a large bandit checking out the water supply line to your village. Unfortunately, that wouldn't be the end of things, as that night, the bandit and his pack of scavengers come back and break down the gate into your homestead. Putting your little brother on your back, you have to stealthily navigate your way past these scavengers and escape outwards into the wasteland in search of an oasis. If you guys remember in the last video I recommended the game Pathos, but said it was lacking in a few stealth mechanics, this game does not share that problem. Stealth in this game feels really good with the enemies reacting to sight and sound in order to track you down. A thing that me and this game agree on is that water is clearly the most important resource. Stay hydrated. In this game, you and your brother acquire it to simply survive each night. You personally need to keep your hydration over halfway in order to run, which becomes very important as the levels get harder and harder, and unfortunately water even becomes a bargaining tool in order to get you through certain toll gates on the road, although occasionally you might find the option to sneak around them. Cold Sun is a really exciting game that doesn't feel or look like an indie title. It's definitely worth a free play and you'll get around an hour of fun out of this one. I feel like maybe those first 2 games were a little too serious, so let's bring it down a notch with Sticky Boy, The Curse of Oily Town. The main character is genuinely inspired by everyone's favorite Christmas cracker toy, sticky window climbing, rolling men, climber, Spider-Man, wall crawler toy figures. That's right, available in packs of 10 and we'll pass the savings right on to you. Run, jump, slip and slide on some oil. Take advantage of state-of-the-art ragdoll physics. Stick your hands and feet to objects of all types, such as moving doors, rotating barrels, flying buses, breakable walls, and even play pinball with yourself. There has never been a game so fun as this with a character that's inspired by a sticky window climbing, rolling men, climber, Spider-Man, wall crawling toy figure. And I'm genuinely not kidding, the dev even said the character was inspired by one of these toys. The premise of the game is Sticky Boy wants to join the cool guy crew, so the village elder fires him out of a cannon into the ghetto so that he can collect coffee beans. This is genuinely the plot. It's your classic 3D platformer collectathon game. It is set in a post-apocalyptic world, which is how it's made this list, and I genuinely hope it gets developed further. We always like to include a game for our mobile friends out there, and this game also happens to be on Steam, so it's a bit of a win-win for everyone involved, and ironically it might be the last good Fallout game we ever get, Fallout Shelter. In this game, inhabitants will turn up looking for entry to your vault, only for you to drag them in and put them to work, whether it's gathering resources, food, fighting off rad roaches, or to be sent straight back into the wastes in search of supplies. Depending on what rooms you build, the inhabitants will get up to different activities, and you can even grow your own humans. Ah, the circle of life. Some of your workers looking too happy? Remind them who's in charge. Continually rush them until roaches rise from the ground to take back their land. Oh, they're already dead. Well, that's okay, sometimes fires will start instead. If you're a fan of the Fallout series, you've probably already given this game a go, but as I said, it's on mobile, it's on Steam, it's a nice, easy game. Next up we have a visual novel called The Bottom of the Well. It's kind of a modern apocalyptic take on Alice in Wonderland, with our main girl Alice communicating with her British online pen pal, Mad Hatter. It's laid out so you can have multiple playthroughs, and I really like the fact that at the start of the visual novel you can customize Alice to have different attributes that'll affect the story and outcomes differently. In fact, this is one of the main mechanics of the game, encouraging multiple playthroughs, so if that's the sort of game you really feel you could sink your teeth into, be my guest. And finally, to end on a fun note and wrap everything up, we have Meteor 60 Seconds, which is basically everything a Flash game should be. It's silly, fun, addictive, and liberating. As the title suggests, a meteor's heading towards Earth and you find out you have 60 seconds left to live. There's many different endings to this game, and once you find them all, you even get a little fun psych evaluation that is actually different depending on what you did. Playthroughs of this game take 60 seconds, so I think it's best if you go download it yourself and give it a try. But for the rest of you, I can probably sum it up pretty easily. Nuke the planet, kiss a guy, punch a poodle in the eye. When it's done, start again, but you'll probably lose your family and friends. Thanks for watching this week's edition, Freeloaders. I hope you've been enjoying the series so far. If this is your first episode, why not check the past episodes on the channel? They're in a nice little playlist for you. Hope everyone's happy, healthy, safe, and entertained out there. I'll see you all again very soon.